Yeah, good morning. My name is Jamie Landa. I am the executive director at Shelter from the Storm. I have been with Shelter from the Storm for a year and a half. And what I do here is basically make sure that we get the proper funding in to be able to perform services to provide to the community and oversee daily activities and programs here. So.
Yeah. Could you take a moment to share a little background about your company and a little bit about its culture?
Yeah, so Shelter from the Storm is a sexual assault and domestic violence services and shelter organization. We are a nonprofit. We've been in LeGrand since 1979, so we're going on our 42nd year this year. We have a great culture. Basically, the Shelter from the Storm was created by volunteers to help those people who were fleeing from domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, bullying, all kinds of things. And with that spirit, we continue today. We are highly passionate about what we do. And we work constantly just to make sure that our services are welcoming, there's no barriers, that we are able to provide as much service to anyone who approaches us, even if someone is not exactly fleeing domestic violence, sexual assault, we'll try to get them the services they need them and get them going in the right direction. So we're very open, compassionate culture here, and we're all about the service and the passion of the mission.
So what position is currently available with your organization?
We have a position open right now called the Advocacy Support Coordinator. This position is a part-time position at 25 hours. We are currently trying to make it full-time. It's a grant-funded position, but it is a stable grant that we consistently get. It's the job of the Advocacy Support Coordinator is to kind of be the face of the organization for volunteers, and it's really centered on outreach, bringing volunteers in, and also bringing the community in and making them aware of what we do. That's its main function.
Okay, and can you talk a little bit about some of the wage range, the benefits, and if the job will be remote or in office?
The job starts at $16 an hour, and then we have a 2% COLA, cost of living adjustment, yearly in October. After 90 days, there is a 48-cent raise. So that's to be expected. The benefits that we currently have, we have paid time off. If you are a full-time employee, it's unlimited paid time off. You can ask for as much as you need. There is no cap, and that's all paid. We also have retirement through Oregon Saves. It's not huge, and we don't do matching, but it is something if someone's looking to contribute to some kind of retirement. We also have really competitive healthcare benefits. We go through Pacific Source. We really like that, and it's not a huge expense out of your paycheck, which is nice. And we have all the major holidays paid off. I think we have 12 holidays. Yeah, and the position, 25 hours. So yeah. I think I have all the questions.
Yeah, if it's remote or not.
Oh, so during coronavirus, if the level is moderate or low, it is not remote, it is in office. And during a normal work situation where there is no virus, it would also be in office. Once we get to those moderate or high levels, it is remote, you would work from home. And this job does include outreach events, going to like the farmers market, things like that, and also training where you would have to travel in a normal non-virus world. So.
Okay. What qualities does a successful employee within your organization possess?
This person for this position would be outgoing, love to talk to people, love to share the mission, just be really passionate about the work we do, compassionate, flexible. Their hours would not be set. They would make them what fits for them. And we're flexible that way too. This person would also be a team player. There's a lot of working with team members, and we have a really great family team vibe here. So just being able to kind of mesh into that would be great. And this person would also be kind of a lover of organizing things. Just there's a lot of small things that come into this position that you have to keep track of and inventory quite a bit. So that person, that would be really great too, as someone who loves, I know for me, I'm an organizer, so I would love to see another person like that as well.
What would disqualify someone from being considered?
The only disqualification we have is if you have a history of assault. We do a background check as part of employment, and if there is a history of violence or assault, then that would disqualify a person. Other than that, there is no disqualifiers.
Jamie, can you describe the organization's orientation and onboarding process, please?
Yeah, so we have quite an extensive training process. So if you were selected to become part of our team, we have the first couple of days, of course, is the normal paperwork that you would do for any employment. And then we have what's called a 40 hours training, which will take a week or more to complete. And then on top of that, we have about 100 extra hours of shadowing and just kind of following. It takes about 3 months in total to complete. And all along the steps of the way, you have a mentor that works here as well, that kind of makes sure that you're understanding what you're doing and you're really getting the feel of what we do here. And by the end of that, by the end of your 3 months, you usually get like a certificate of completion that says you're an advocate and that, you know, you can help people. It's pretty thorough, but I think it has to be that way so that we make sure that they feel comfortable with what we're doing.
What does an average day look like?
Every day is different. We don't have really set days. You could come in one day and be, for this position, you know, planning on spending your whole day at the farmer's market, just handing out pamphlets, talking to people. Or another day could be really busy. We're helping a lot of survivors, so you could actually be assisting with that. You could be sitting down with someone doing some one-on-one, just chat, safety planning, things like that. Or you could have a day down where you're just inventorying the kind of materials that we might hand out. So it's very different. No day will probably be the same as any other day. We do a lot of team building activities and things like that. So once a week we'll get together and have meetings to get together and self-care. So there won't be any staticness to it, but it's always interesting. And I promise you will learn something new pretty much every day.
Yeah. What professional development and advancement opportunities are available?
So for professional development, we really encourage our staff to take time out. I think we actually ask everybody to spend about 2 hours a week doing their own professional development, researching, training. We provide all kinds of outlets for different kinds of training. We provide funding for you to do that training. So there is that kind, and then there's also growth. So our organization is purposely very flat, because it fosters openness of opinion. Everybody can have a say in what we do, but within the organization, there is some growth to become like a team lead. We have what's called, we have internal committees that take over one whole section of what we do here, and they kind of lead on that, and they can gain some leadership experience there. And then we also do succession planning. So, you know, if I were to ever step out of my role, we would have a plan on, you know, how people would step up into our roles that are a little higher in supervisory. So that's kind of what that looks like.
Great. Could you please share a couple of, you know, employee or organization success stories, please?
So one of our better success stories, I would say, Krista Evans, she is our programs director. She has been with the organization for over 5 years. She started as a volunteer. She worked here doing our hotline, helping with events. She's really passionate about our mission and what we do. And she's climbed her way through that. She's an advocate, just a normal advocate. She became a crisis response advocate, responding to sexual assault with law enforcement. And now she's our programs director, and her job is to help develop our programs and administer them and make sure that staff understands their training and what they're supposed to be doing. She's had really a great run, and she loves it here. And she's a great mentor and someone who I go to a lot for information since I'm more new here. But yeah, I would say that was a great success story.
Yeah. What do your employees enjoy most about working for the organization, and what's your favorite aspect?
I think for the employees, it's our office culture. It's really, we have a lot of really compassionate and passionate people working here. It's nice to be able to work someplace where you're expected to take care of yourself. There's mandatory self-care time. You're expected to work on your professional development. So everyone has a really open dialogue here and we get along really well. I think, and then also knowing at the same time you're serving a mission that's very powerful and there's not a lot of red tape. So, you know, you work at other social work organizations and there's a lot of red tape that you can't help people. That's not the case here. We can directly help people quite a bit, which is really nice. So that's a really good feeling. I think for me, my favorite thing about working here is the same. It's that knowing that what we do directly affects people immediately. You know, we can immediately get someone safe. We can immediately get them money to pay for their apartment or get them some food or some clothing and make them feel better right away. There's no, you know, waiting for a supervisor to approve it. And I, as a social worker, I love that feeling. And then also being able to see what's going on in the organization and how we're growing and how our programs are expanding. I also get to make a lot of decisions on what programs we do, so I love that too. Nice.
Yeah. So how do interested job seekers apply, and what application materials are required?
It's really simple for us. We have a website, www.unioncountysffs.org, and they would just go on there. At the bottom of our webpage is a careers portal. They'll see the job advocacy support coordinator. It says apply now. You click, takes you to an email, and all we're asking for is a cover letter that describes your interest, resume, and 3 professional references. Or they could bring it in by hand. That easy.
Great. So is there any last minute additional comments you want to make for prospective employees, or are we good?
I think we're pretty good. I mean, we're just really looking for someone to be part of our little team and become part of our family, and just someone who's excited about outreach. That's why I thought it would be great to work with you guys, because I think business majors, they are excited about that entrepreneurial spirit and reaching out. And this is a great way to get your feet wet and really like build networks. So yeah, I think that'd be great.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for the work that you do. And I'll let you know when this is posted on YouTube.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.